Do I have everybody's attention now? Do I have everybody's attention now?
John, I got you.
Do I have everybody's
Sunday
attention
night.
now?
You put them cameras on me, then you must be willing to get that heart touch. This a must-see feeling. The news ain't good, then it must be villain. So I say a tag grounded, I don't trust these ceilings. Spread across your nose, and I'm on your ear. Highest necks on the cloud. Am I in the air? Sunday nights, prime time. I flex mine better. Voltron transform to DX Don. Mega and obscene. You probably think I'm nice, cause I flow like a stream to your wireless device. And the smoke full of steam on any given night. I'll short like a piece of any given slice. And for the latest and what is best about, I tune in and tune the rest out, Don. You gotta tell them, am I in the clear? Is this thing on? Am I on the air? On the air.
Well, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another brand new edition of Am I on the Air? I'm your host, Don Mega, and I welcome you to the show. We are broadcasting live here from the Red Dragons Radio Studios here in lovely Tucson, Arizona on this Monday, March the 16th. That's right, our regular scheduled time and date. We are broadcasting here to bring you the latest and greatest in entertainment news. It is season 20, episode 10, and tonight's show is titled, Everything is Canceled. That's right, everything is canceled. Man, what a crazy time we are living in. I'm happy to be here recording live, bringing this show to you guys in the middle of a pandemic, in the middle of the world basically ceasing to exist for the foreseeable future. In a time when movies, television shows, now restaurants, movie theaters, bars, all sporting events, I mean, everything is truly canceled. But one thing that is not canceled is Am I on the Air? And as long as I stay happy, healthy, and safe, I will continue to bring you this show and keep you guys up to speed with everything that's going down in this crazy world of entertainment news. And there's been a lot. I mean, we did an episode less than a week ago, and I talked about this damn coronavirus and just how crazy it was getting, you know, and things were starting to cancel. And I mean, since that episode, things have really gotten crazy. I mean, it is nuts out there. We are seconds away from all being quarantined into our homes, being told not to leave unless you need to go to the grocery store or to the hospital. I mean, things are changing on a day-to-day basis. We have grocery stores that are completely out of food. Everybody's out of toilet paper, right? Everybody's out of dog food. Costco is sold out of everything. Sam's Club, Walmart, all the grocery stores, everything is gone because people are panicking and they're stocking up for a foreseeable future of just being stuck in your house until this virus goes away. This thing has bled into my personal life. My work is affected. I'm working from home for the foreseeable future. You know, our hours are scaled back. Days are scaled back. You know, people's checks are being scaled back. We don't know. We don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. So, you know, I lead us off here once again just saying, you know, keep yourself safe. Keep yourself healthy. Social distancing is what they say, you know, like no more handshakes right now, no more fist bumps, elbow bumps, you know. I like to say we should all just be doing the Wakanda salute, and we'll all stay safe without that touch. You know, last week I did make it to the movies when things were starting to get crazy. Made it out to the movies this past weekend to see Bloodshot, and we'll do a non-spoiler review of that here in a second. But we were planning for this weekend at the movies, you know, also last weekend, The Hunt came out, and me and Geeky Pat wanted to see that, and we were planning on seeing that this weekend. And right before I started recording, I got word that AMC Theaters has shut down, Regal Theaters has shut down, and pretty much all Harkins Theaters have shut down. And within the next, 24, 48 hours, pretty much all the movie theaters in the U.S. are going to go dark. From anywhere from the end of the month, and then I'm hearing on some 6 to 12 weeks. So our movie-going experiences are done. They are done. But we do have some good news on a couple things, and we'll get to that as we get into the news section of the show. But man, I mean, that changes up, my life big time. I go to the movies every Friday so I can deliver you guys a new review, and that's going to have to shake itself up here as we move forward. So yeah, we'll get into all that. We'll get into everything that's being canceled and shut down and moved. I mean, most of the big tentpole releases that are coming out in theaters over the next couple months have been delayed indefinitely. Some have been delayed for a year. Movie theaters are now closed, like we said, and yeah, it's crazy. I'm a big wrestling fan. WrestleMania now canceled in Tampa, and then they're going to relocate it to their performance center and basically carry on WrestleMania without a crowd. That's going to be something definitely very interesting to see. So, yeah, let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. Let's try to move along with our show as best we can and get you all caught up with the latest and greatest in entertainment news, okay? So as I said, I guess my last trip to the theater for quite some time was seeing Bloodshot, the new Vin Diesel movie based on the Valiant Comics universe character. Hopefully a new cinematic universe was supposed to launch out of this, but with it coming out in the middle of this pandemic and only making about $10 million opening weekend, I don't know if this is going to be the movie that launches the cinematic universe for Valiant. But I will say I really enjoyed Bloodshot, and it is a damn shame that more people aren't going to get to see this movie. If you're a comic book fan and you just love like a good action movie, old school kind of comic book movie, you're going to be disappointed that you didn't get to see this, because I thought the action was great. It's a first-time director, and I thought he did an amazing job, especially with some of the slow-motion action. It came across so well done in this movie. The premise of the film is that Vin Diesel plays a military guy who ends up getting killed in duty, and his body gets donated to this lab that runs experiments on wounded soldiers, and they end up bringing him back from the dead using this nanite technology to where if he gets hurt, the nanites basically repair him. They're in his bloodstream, and they fix glands and bones and everything. They can put you back together pretty quickly, so if you get shot, the bullet hole heals up, cut your hand, it heals up, so forth. And it of course gives him increased strength because of these electronic nanites in his blood. So this company, and this isn't really spoiling anything because this is what the trailer shows you, which is too bad that the trailer gave away a lot of these kind of twists and turns, because I think if you were you can almost tell watching the movie that you're not supposed to know what's going to happen as it unfolds, and then you're like, I already know where this is going. Why are they trying to act like they don't know themselves, and it's like, your trailer spoiled this, that basically, of course, the company that did this to him is using them for their own good and greed. So they can manipulate him, they can put images in his mind. He thinks his wife is murdered, and every time he wakes up, they replace the image of his wife's murderer in his head, so he goes out and kills that person like a hitman. Then when he gets back to the base, they shut him down like a computer, they reboot him, and they replay the same vengeful night where his wife gets killed, but this time they change the face of the murderer. So, very, very interesting concept. This movie has amazing action. It's got some really good laughs. It had a great supporting cast. Isa Gonzalez in this movie, oh my god, she is beautiful. She is breathtaking in this film. And I mean, she's always breathtaking. I mean, I loved when she popped up in Hobbs and Shaw. But in this movie, oh my God, every second she's on the screen, you can't help but look at just her. Everybody that surrounds in this movie is really good, except for the henchmen kind of bad guys in this film. They're very, very generic, and they're assholes, and you just want them to get their ass beat. But other than that, I had a blast with Bloodshot. I just really enjoyed my time, popping my popcorn, drinking my drink, and just watching Vin Diesel kick some ass. So I would give Bloodshot 4 out of 5 stars. I had a great time with it, and I'm glad I got to see it on the big screen before these theaters were shut down on me. So there you go, Bloodshot, 4 out of 5 stars. If you could find a way to watch it, if your local movie theater has not been shut down yet, give it a shot before the theater stops you from having your moment. Okay, so that is our movie review of the week. I don't really have anything else to get into on that front, so we'll switch gears and we'll get into all the craziness and movements that's been going on in the world of movie news. So after we did last week's show, the very next day, in keeping up with Vin Diesel, I woke up to the news that Fast and Furious 9 was moved off the release date schedule this year and pushed back due to the coronavirus. Now, not only was Fast 9 taken off its May release date, they have pushed this thing back almost a full year to April 2021. This is stupid as shit. They tried to put out this statement about, Fast and Furious is a worldwide phenomenon and we need the whole world to be involved, and so we're gonna push it back to April. Get out of here, man. Fast and Furious 9 was my most anticipated movie of the year. I'm looking so forward to this film. It sucks bad enough that we all have to deal with movie closures, theater closures, everything else going on in our lives right now. So they take this movie off the schedule and they stick it a year from now. That pisses me off more than you'll ever know, because we need these films now. The movie is done. There's no reason to push this thing back a whole year. Why can you not release it in August? Why can't you put it out in September? Who gives a shit when it's released? Wait till this stuff is blown over and then put the damn movie out. Plain and simple. There was no need to push it back that far, and it just really ticks me off because this movie was actually supposed to come out last year, and they held off because of Hobbs and Shaw, and they didn't want to compete with it, so they said, we'll wait another year. Well, now we gotta wait another year on top of it? Come on, man. It's not fair to do to the fans. We're already dealing with enough shit out there. Give me my damn entertainment, okay? I know it might seem like I'm being pissed for a dumb reason, but you know what? Like I said, we don't have much going on in our lives right now. And you know what? Figure something else out. There's just no reason. Most other movies that are canceling right now are just going on the shelves indefinitely because they're trying to leave it open. So when this thing blows over, they can just pick a new release date and put it out. There's no need to wait that long. So it bums me out to know that Fast and Furious 9 is going all the way to April 2021. Then, another movie pushed back indefinitely was A Quiet Place Part 2. Should have known this one was coming. This movie was supposed to come out in like 2 weeks. So this one here is one of these, indefinitely delayed kind of films. They said, we're going to wait and we're going to see, and we're going to find a new release date window for this. So hopefully we'll get it sooner rather than later. This is another one where John Krasinski came out and said, this is a movie you see with your friends and your family, and due to everything, we're going to have to hold off. It makes sense now because all these movie theaters are closing, but I don't know if these movie theaters would have closed as quickly as they have if it wasn't for all the movies pulling out. Because if you aren't releasing any new releases and the box office is bombing, what is the point for a movie theater to stay open? There isn't really, right? If you're pulling every movie and you're canceling everything, why the fuck would these theaters stay open? They had no choice but to close because you're taking everything away, and that's the unfortunate part about it, They were making changes. They were doing decreased seating where you would only fill an arena up to 50%, social distancing, seats spread apart so you're not sitting next to people. They were doing stuff to prevent the spread of this. And that only lasted a week before they decided to close everything up. But once again, I get it. I get why the theater's doing this, because no movies are coming out. So there you go. Fast and Furious 9. Then you got A Quiet Place, right? All delayed. Something that's launching, hopefully soon, it's supposed to be on April 6th, is a new streaming service, Quibi. We've talked about Quibi many of times. We found out that the WWE is actually going to be doing their own show on Quibi, which is called Fight Like a Girl, and that'll be coming in April at launch, where the female superstars of the WWE will team up with a female fan and help teach them the ropes to become a WWE superstar. So there you go. And you can get up to 90 days free if you go to Quibi.com and sign up early for the trial. You can get actually 90 days free, which is something we probably could all really use with all this quarantine stuff going on. Disneyland, Disney World closed. Universal Studios closed. More movie pullbacks. Mulan, Disney's Mulan, The New Mutants once again, and the new horror film Antlers. These three movies coming from Disney and their Fox spin-off. Of course, Mulan was coming out at the end of the month. I think March 27th this one was dropping. Off the calendar. Totally off the calendar. They're going to wait and see for a new date. The New Mutants. I'm sorry. The New Mutants is totally plagued at this point, right? This movie is a jinx. This movie cursed. I mean, this was a film that was supposed to come out last year. Then it got delayed. Then it got delayed again. Then it got delayed again. And then finally it was going to come out on April 1st, right? Oh, it's finally coming. It's really coming this time. Well, thanks, coronavirus. New Mutants pushed back indefinitely once again. So this movie just cannot see the light of day. I told you, just drop the damn thing on Hulu. I don't know why they're trying against it. Maybe at this point they will finally be like, you know what? We need to just release this goddamn movie. So, and then Antlers is a horror movie that looks really, really good. From 20th Century Pictures. All three of these releases that were coming out at the end of March, and then both the other two were coming out in April, officially indefinitely delayed. WonderCon delayed. Comic-Con still planned at this point, but I'm also already hearing rumors that this one could be canceled any day now as well. Tom Holland confirms that Spider-Man 3 is supposed to start this summer, and I guess we'll wait and see on that one at this point, because I also know Tom Holland's other project, which is the Uncharted movie, has also been delayed in production due to the coronavirus. Scream. You know Scream. We know that there's going to be a new one. We don't know, though, if it's going to be a reboot, if it's going to be a remake, if it's going to be a sequel. If it's a Scream 5, we don't know. But we do know that the directors of the horror movie Ready or Not that came out last year, which I really liked Ready or Not, they're going to be directing the new Scream movie. We just don't know any more details other than that. So glad to see Ghostface coming back. Violet Brinson and Cale Cooley have joined Jared Padalecki's Walker, Texas Ranger reboot. More movies being delayed, and we'll, as these drop, we'll get into it. The Lovebirds, another movie I was looking very forward to with Kumail Nanjiani and Isla Rae. That movie delayed. Also, Blue Story. I'm not quite sure about Blue Story, but The Lovebirds is one, man, that every time I went to the theater and this trailer popped up, I want grease on my face. What's it gonna do? Shit on me? This trailer looked great. I was looking really forward to a nice comedy, and now The Lovebirds is delayed. Netflix moving forward with their Babysitters Club series coming out soon. Let's see here. New Mutants has also scrapped a post-credit scene that they were going to do with Antonio Banderas because they know that they're not getting a sequel and that anything mutant-wise is going to be under Kevin Feige in the MCU, so they're scrapping that aspect. We got an article up with Peter Sarsgaard talking about some details about his not-so-nice character in the Batman movie. Liam Hemsworth and Vince Vaughn are teaming up for a new crime thriller called Arkansas. Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy hope to make at least one more season of Westworld, which, by the way, Westworld Season 3 started last night on HBO. We have the second full trailer for Soul, which is the new Disney Pixar movie. We also have the second trailer for Bad Trip, which is a new prank kind of movie with Eric Andre that I think looks really, really funny. The Wendy Williams show is definitely on hiatus over concerns of the coronavirus. Jimmy Fallon and most late night shows have ceased production instead of moving forward without a studio audience. So if you've noticed, most of these late night shows, they're trying to continue, but there's no audience, and they're trying to film stuff from their houses and stuff, and it's very, very weird. But yeah, they're trying to work around it. The March Madness basketball tournament has been canceled due to the coronavirus outbreak. Ozzy Osbourne and Sharon Osbourne supposedly are going to be joining the Connors. That's right. They're going to pop up in an upcoming episode of the Connors. The NHL season has been suspended due to the coronavirus once again. CBS's Upfronts scheduled is not going to go on anymore once again due to coronavirus. So they're going to move it, I believe, to an online format instead of having like a big live kind of presentation that they do in front of a crowd. Sorry, give me 1 sec. Price is Right has been shut down. America's Got Talent and Family Feud are going to continue recording, but they're going to do it without a live audience, so they're going to try to keep powering through on that. We have the new poster for Wonder Woman 84, which looks fantastic, so check that out. Universal Pictures has halted multiple productions, including Jurassic World Dominion. The Batman movie is also on suspension. They've stopped production for at least 2 weeks on that. Disney is hooking us up a little bit. On Friday, they dropped Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker on digital early. The movie wasn't supposed to come out until tomorrow, actually, but they dropped it this past Friday for anybody who was paying attention. Luckily, I had pre-ordered it, so it was already in my queue when I got home. So, yeah, big ups to Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. The other big hookup from Disney was actually they put Frozen 2 on Disney Plus like 3 months early because they know people are stuck at home, all this self-quarantine. They wanted things for people to watch, so they went ahead and they turned on Frozen 2 3 months early on Disney Plus, so you can start streaming that right now. And that's really cool of Disney. I appreciate them doing something like that. Even though I had already bought the movie on digital weeks ago, I was like, God damn you. But I do think that that's very, very cool. I hope more studios follow suit in releasing stuff early for us, since they know we're kind of stuck at home. This is a great time for people to kind of come together and be like, hey, we're going to release this stuff early and to hook you guys up. So I know Warner Brothers is starting to think about doing stuff like that. Next Tuesday, March 24th, they're going to release the Harley Quinn Birds of Prey movie and The Gentleman, the Guy Ritchie movie. They're going to release both of those super early on digital to get on Tuesday, March 24th. So thank you, Warner Brothers, for doing the same kind of thing, stepping up and releasing some stuff early. That's going to be very, very cool. Netflix is also delaying production on all their shows. It started with Mike Flanagan's Midnight Mass, then it moved on to Stranger Things 4, then it went on to The Witcher. I mean, basically all Netflix stuff is on suspension. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, along with Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot, are filming Red Notice right now, which is a Netflix movie. That's on hold. Amazon Prime has put their Lord of the Rings TV show on hold. So pretty much anything in production right now is ceasing to make sure that this virus does not spread. So, yeah, like I said, man, this is making a massive impact in Hollywood. Disney has also halted production on all live-action projects. They were just getting into The Little Mermaid. They have that new Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Everything is halted. Ridley Scott's The Last Duel is also delayed due to the coronavirus. That's the one with Adam Driver and Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. The Flash shuts down production due to coronavirus. The Tribeca Film Festival has been postponed. Sarah Lancashire is set to play Julia Child in an upcoming HBO Max drama series that they're putting together. The Morning Show has halted production due to coronavirus concerns. Superstore is cutting its season short due to the coronavirus pandemic. We talked about this before, that this is the last season that America Ferrera is going to be on, and now they're wondering, is she going to get a proper send-off? Because if they're not finishing the season out and they're going to cut it short, we're not going to get a proper season finale. So that kind of bums me out. I'm a big fan of Superstore. And that's going to be bad, especially if she's not even on next season. They don't even get to write her out the proper way. So hopefully if that doesn't pan out, she will be back next season and maybe write out her character at that point. We do have the first trailer for The Quarry, starring Michael Shannon, so check that out. Let's see here. Like I said, Disney's looking into new release dates for Mulan, New Mutants, and Antlers for later in the year. The American Country Music Awards has been postponed, of course, due to everything. Give me a second here. Box office this past weekend, man, 20-year low. No shocker there, like I told you, man. Just people are scared. People didn't want to go to the theater. Movies being canceled. So, yeah, 20-year low at the box office. Whew. Yeah, the number one movie only had $10 million. I mean, just to kind of give you an idea there. Let's see here. Sorry, just kind of skipping through some stuff. We already talked about that. Call of Duty, man. Congratulations again to them. Their new Warzone cross-platform multiplayer has already had over 15 million players since its launch just a week ago. So they're just crushing right now. Michael Giacchino is set to score Jurassic World Dominion, so that's really cool. Great addition there. 3 indie picks starring Oscar Isaac, Andrea Riseborough, and Megan Fox all halted in production. Warner Brothers has shut down The Matrix 4. Oh, man. We have details on the new Final Destination movie, so you can check that out. Yes, they are making another one, man, and I'm very excited about that. I love Final Destination. We also have the Season 2 trailer for What We Do in the Shadows. You can check that out. The Handmaid's Tale, Peaky Blinders, and more have also shut down production once again. Sony's Cinderella musical has shut down production of their UK shoot for 2 weeks. This is the new one starring Camila Cabello. So another thing shut down. Idris Elba and Christopher Hivju from Game of Thrones have both tested positive for coronavirus. Idris Elba says he has no symptoms. He says he knows somebody that did have it, so he went and got tested, and they told him, yep, you have it. So he is self-isolating right now. Christopher I'm sorry, I just keep messing up his name. Hivju from Game of Thrones, he says that he just feels like he has a regular common cold. So, but he's doing the same. He's saying, hey, if you're sick, stay home. Don't go around other people, and hopefully you'll get over it. Arnold Schwarzenegger is lending his voice to a new upcoming Predator game, so that's going to be pretty cool. The Razzie nominations have come out Of course, Cats leads the way. I'm not going to get into all the specifics because I actually got tired of talking about the Razzies because, you know, people work really hard on movies and I just don't think it's fair to kind of rip them apart like that. So that's just me getting out of there. So, we talked about it a little bit earlier about movie studios trying to do nice things for us, right? Trying to switch things up, you know, like Frozen 2 coming out early, Rise of Skywalker coming out early, Birds of Prey and The Gentleman coming out early. So Universal Pictures, which I wish they would have done this with Fast 9, but instead they pushed that back a year. But Universal is also looking to do a release strategy that will... This is something that I kind of asked for last week, that I thought this is something that movie studios would go to, and some other people were like, no, they'll never do it. But this is what Universal's doing. They're looking to do same day as theater kind of home video releases. And movies that are pretty new that you can now rent them at your home for an increased price, but then watch it during its theatrical window. So this Friday, supposedly, The Invisible Man, The Hunt, and Emma will be available to rent for $19.99. So $20, you can rent it at home and watch these movies that are actually in theaters right now. So I love it. I think $20 is a fair price. You can maybe invite some friends over, right? Everybody could even chip in if you want. And you can watch these new movies. The Invisible Man is fantastic. I would love to watch that again. The Hunt. The Hunt, like I said at the beginning, this was a movie we were going to go see this weekend. So maybe I'll just rent it at my house and invite Geeky Pat over. So, you know, very cool that you can do something like that. And the next big theatrical one they're going to do is Trolls. Remember, Trolls 2 is coming out soon. Trolls World Tour comes out, I think, April 10th or something like that. They are going to actually release Trolls 2 on rental at home day one. So that weekend, that Friday it comes out for $19.99. I can rent that thing and watch it here at the house, which I'm excited about. My daughter has been wanting to see Trolls 2 World Tour for 2 years now, because that's how long they've been showing trailers for this thing. And it sucks because we're not going to get to see it in the theater. So you know what? I'll pay that $20 and we can watch it at home. So thank you, Universal, for starting to open that window up and that dialogue up. And hopefully other studios will follow suit. So we'll see where it goes. But yes, The Invisible Man, The Hunt, and Emma, this Friday, $19.99. Trolls 2 day one when it hits theaters. Trolls World Tour will be available as well, so that is awesome. And like I said, $20, $19.99. Fargo season 4's premiere has been postponed. They had 2 more episodes to shoot, so they're going to have to hold off because production is suspended. Saturday Night Live also suspending because it's a live show with a big studio audience. SNL has scrapped the John Krasinski hosted March 28th show as Studio 8H goes dark indefinitely due to the coronavirus. We already talked about the movie theater closures. Let's see here. And that's that. I mean, we are through the news. I mean, there isn't much to discuss. I know we're right at the half-hour mark. I mean, what else can I say other than pretty much anything you've been wanting to do or was planning to do or planning to watch has been canceled. So, I mean, this is the time where you get caught up on all your shows that have been sitting on your DVR and, that you start catching up on some of those things on your Netflix queue that's been getting dusty. I know that, that's what I'm looking forward to, honestly, is some time to get through some of these Netflix shows, some of these Amazon Prime shows that I've been wanting to watch that I just have had zero time to do. It's also catch-up time for other shows that I've fallen behind on. So, all we can do is take the bad and try to make it as good as we can. And that's where we are, ladies and gentlemen. So let's switch gears. Let's talk about this shitty box office that was the lowest in 20 years. Out on Blu-ray and DVD tomorrow, Tuesday, March 17th, is going to be Jumanji: The Next Level, Richard Jewell, and Black Christmas. So those hit physical media tomorrow. They're already available on digital. I already own Jumanji and Richard Jewell. Great movies, so check those out on Vudu. In theaters this week, nothing, because they're all closed, so no theatrical releases. Here's your box office. Coming in number 10, it's Bad Boys for Life with 1.1 million. Number 9 is Emma with 1.4. That's one of the movies we just talked about that you can rent for $19.99. Number 8, The Call of the Wild, 2.2 mil. Number 7, The Way Back, 2.4 mil. Number 6, Sonic the Hedgehog, 2.6. Number 5, The Hunt, 5.3 mil. Number 4, The Invisible Man, 6 million. Number 3, Bloodshot, 9.3 million. Number 2, I Still Believe, the biggest debut out of the 3 movies, with 9.5. If you would have asked me, hey, you have I Still Believe, Bloodshot, and The Hunt hitting theaters this weekend, who's going to be the biggest box office hit? I never in a million years would have said it was I Still Believe at all. I can't even believe that movie's number 2, let alone even in the top 10, to be honest. I can't believe it beat The Hunt and Bloodshot. I mean, it barely beat Bloodshot, but it still beat it. So I am shocked. But congratulations to I Still Believe, 9.5 mil. And number 1, once again, for the second week in a row, it's Onward, Disney Pixar's latest movie. But it had a 73% drop from week 1 to week 2, bringing in only $10.5 million. So like I said, man, lowest box office in 20 years. And your number 1 movie only made 10 mil. Horrible. So sad. So sad. Okay, guys. On that note, we're going to wrap this baby up and try to move on somehow with our week. So some shout-outs, okay? Make sure you check out our webpage, amiontheair.com. Make sure you like us on Facebook, facebook.com/amiontheair. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, at Am I on the Air. Follow me on Twitter at DXDonMega. Follow me on Stardust at simply Don Mega, DONMEGA. Stardust is awesome. Make sure you download it and follow me. I'll follow you back. We are available on Apple Podcast. Go ahead and get on there and subscribe. Give us a 5-star review. If Apple Podcast ain't your thing, don't you worry. We got you covered. We're always streaming on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Podchaser, Spreaker, Stitcher, TuneIn. We're across all the different platforms. Google Play Podcast. So make sure you subscribe to us on whichever one is your favorite. You can also follow us on Instagram and YouTube. Just search Am I on the Air? And of course, our great affiliates at reddragonsradio.com. That's reddragonsradio.com. Follow on Twitter at reddragonsradio. So that'll do it for me on this Monday, March the 16th. Please, I always say this at the end of every show, take care of yourselves and each other, but I really truly mean it this time. You know, we need to get through this together, guys. Stop hoarding the toilet paper, stop hoarding all the food and the necessities, because we need some too. Everybody needs some. Stop. There's like the purge out there right now. Shit's getting crazy. And for all we know, tomorrow we could wake up and we could be told that we are on lockdown in our houses for weeks. So we just never know what's going to happen. But hopefully I can continue to at least bring you this show throughout all the good times and the bad times, and give you some kind of escape for at least a half hour to an hour on a weekly basis. So that's my hope. I'll continue to try to do this show for you guys as long as I can. Unless for whatever reason all the entertainment goes dark as well and I got nothing to talk about, because it's gonna, we'll see what we can do. We'll try our best, as always. So hopefully we will get through it together, because we're better together. So have a great week, guys. Please look after your loved ones. Keep the older people home, because that's who's most vulnerable to this damn thing, is our older generations. So to my dad, to my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, to all our friends and families that's over 60 years old, stay your asses at home, and don't risk it. It's not worth it. So stay at home until this thing passes over. We don't want you guys getting sick. Other than that, stay healthy, stay safe, stay inside, and we'll get through this thing. Hopefully sooner rather than later. So take care of yourselves and each other. And until next time, y'all. Peace.
everybody. Red Dragons! Red Dragons!